A new option has been added to allow a user to set the credit card type when creating a pledge with the payment type of credit card. Note that Bernard is not validating the credit card number against the payment type selected, nor is this a required field. Pledges will now by default use the partner's current address for the credit card billing address when processing recurring payments. This is to ensure that the billing address is updated due to any address changes on the partner record or due to NCOA update. However, the operator does have the option and the ability to not use the partner's current address and enter that information manually. A new feature has been added to allow for the addition of notes to pledges created in Bernard. Pledge notes are included in the notification emails for the recurring payment job. There is now an option to view all transaction notes from a partner record in mybernard.com. This action can be found under the activity menu bar with the link Transaction Note Summary. Lifetime soft credit fields have also been added to the partner activity summary. Queries that are built with criteria with the value of @current_operator will now return the results of the logged-in operator when that query is ran. This is useful for home screen queries where you want to show individualized results, or for queries that you want to distribute to groups where you may want to show individualized results. Within a partner record and a specific order transaction, you can now add historical products that may have gone out to the partner but are not reflected in Bernard. These products are automatically marked as shipped. However, you must update inventory manually. While performing day closing and when viewing an unreconciled day, Bernard now displays the monetary discrepancy between a day's reviewed transactions and the deposit by batch category. Additionally, Bernard will now display batches not in a reviewed status for the day grouped by batch category. Bernard now allows exported files from the query engine to be PGP encrypted. Bernard now provides the option to display phone numbers in a standard format. If the client has this format set on their database, then in both mybernard.com and RapidEntry, there will now be a checkbox next to each of the partner's phone numbers that says Override Format. The default is to enforce the format when a format is set. Overriding it allows any other character to be entered. Please note that this is input-only formatting. Numbers are stored in the database without the formatting and outputs as digits only. If the format is overridden by the operator, then we'll store the entire value entered. So for example, the work value will be entered exactly as you see it here. To have a format option set, please contact Bernard Support. Users with the proper right are now permitted to permanently delete documents from the document library. If a user has this right, they can then permanently delete documents from partners, bequests, and appeals. The required right is Document Library, Delete Documents. Users now have the ability to reset their own password via the Forgot Password link from the mybernard.com login page. When a user clicks the link, they are asked to enter their email address, a verification code, and they will be sent a temporary password. Once a user logs back in with a temporary password, the user will be required to set a new password of their choice. Users can now mark other users' queries as their own favorites. If the query is modified by the original owner of that query, the user will get the updated version automatically. It is now possible to specify by system setting that when exporting a query to a CSV file, that dates, numeric values, and currency values are written out using Bernard's default formatting. To have this setting set, please contact Bernard Support. A new setting has been added to allow for proper title casing of a partner's records when saving. For example, if the operator uses all caps, Bernard can save the value normally. To have this setting turned on, please contact Bernard Support. Operators can now set the batch category when processing a refund. Previously, a refund would use the batch category of the original transaction. A default batch category can now be set if desired, which can also be overridden by the operator from within the refund dialog. To have a default batch category for refunds set, please contact support. New feature with ask arrays, they can now be copied. A new setting has been created to set a list of default output fields for an appeal pool. This will save the user time when creating a new appeal pool and not having to recreate the output fields every time. The user has the option to change or add the outputs on a given appeal pool. Please contact support to have these defaults added to your client database. A change has been made to the report scheduler dialog. You are now not able to schedule reports outside of their allowed runtime. For example, the state of the database report can only be run between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. Mountain Time. While in the advanced search dialog, Bernard now allows all custom data fields, custom flags, and contact-based query fields to be returned as part of the search results. Please contact support and inform them if you have a default list that you would like for searches. Additionally, in RapidEntry, individual settings can be set based on the available list of defaults. When setting up a batch, standard flags as well as custom flags can be set for each partner within the header. Currently, transactions are counted in a batch based on the number of unique partners entered. For example, if a partner has 2 transactions in a batch, then the entered count would be 1. A new option has been added to count all transactions in the batch, regardless of the number of unique partners. So, if a partner has 2 transactions in the batch, then the entered count for that batch would be 2. To have this option turned on, please contact support. When deauthorizing a credit card payment, RapidEntry will now clear all payment details, payment amount, credit card number, and expiration date. This is to ensure that even after deauthorizing a card that it isn't accidentally charged due to the operator not removing the original payment information. While entering a transaction, the hotkey Alt+C has been added to quickly open the credit card details dialog. There's a new right to allow for changing the donor once a payment has hit the gateway. If Bernard was charging your credit card payment, we were not allowing any change to the partner within the RapidEntry transaction. However, now you may do so with a right, which is RapidEntry Modify Payments Partner ID. If aborting the creation of a batch header, RapidEntry will no longer leave the batch in an open status. Restrictions have now been added to prevent a user from moving away from a transaction without saving. It's a new feature that persists that a duplicate or address has been reviewed in RapidEntry. This allows an operator to go back into a batch and see what was done during the review process. Bernard now has the ability to automatically save batches while an operator is working at a set time interval. This allows an operator to save their work as they go without having to select Batch Save and Close, having the batch close down, waiting for it to process, and then opening the batch again. They can now instead get a quick prompt telling them the batch is saving, and they can continue working within the batch. In this situation, the specified time period has passed. And as soon as I click the Add button, I will see a prompt telling me that the batch has been saved. The RapidEntry autosave functionality is on or off feature by database, and to turn it off, please contact support. If turned on, you can additionally exclude batches from the autosave either based on the batch category, such as credit card batches or refund batches, or if you wish, you can exclude a specific user from that autosave functionality. Again, to turn this on, please contact support.